Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the middle of January 2022. This is part one right here. Part one is linked up in the comments down below. It's the top pinned comment down below has a link to part one, but this is going to be part two, and we're just going to get started. In your first row here, you have the Snow Leopard. This card says The Watcher. I feel like your attention is going to be very important for you at this time with this card. Let's see what the next card is. You have the Seahorse. This card says equality. I feel like it's saying that that you need to kind of like pay attention to things equally in your life. It's almost like you're mixing two energies here in your reading. You have a lot of these swords cards, and you also have a lot of these wands cards. In your first reading, we were talking about how your reading is kind of like a breakthrough, or what I would call one of those like breakthrough readings where you're being set free or you're removing yourself from a limiting situation. But you have a lot of cards that would represent duality here as well, especially the Ace of Swords. It's like Ace of Swords, the sword cuts both ways on the Ace of Swords. So there's something here where I feel like the equality side of things isn't really talking about necessarily equality in your life, although I think it could be, but I think it's more talking about the energy, the amount of energy that you put into different energies, if that makes sense. The two energies here are swords and wands. That's what I feel intuitively. So the swords would be kind of like thoughts and thinking, and swords can also be spiritual energy as well, but I think it's more having to do with like your intellect and your decision making, and the wands is like the creativity side of things. Makes perfect sense to me. I've been talking about this for like 2 years now. We're entering into a time that's that's going to favor creativity more. The problem with creativity is messy, if you're creating something, it might not work. If you're being creative, the things that you create might not work, and you have to try again, right? So that's like a little bit of the challenge. With the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Cups, you have the Hermit. Yeah, definitely going through a learning process. He's gone through like a dark night of the soul. He's done some soul searching, and he has climbed to the top of this mountain. So I would say, where do you get the best views? At the top of the mountain. So I feel for a lot of you, you've been through a lot as far as like learning through life is concerned, and now you're kind of standing at the top of a mountain. With the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Wands as your crossing energy, you have the Ace of Cups. I feel like saying something is missing. Those are the words that are popping into my head. You have 3 aces right here. That's amazing. But so definitely really good as far as aces are concerned. But I feel like something is missing. It could be love with the Ace of Cups, but I don't think it has to only be love. It's like I feel like you could just feel like a certain aspect of your life needs to be filled in. And I don't know, I feel like it would be beneficial like to create that type of balance. Again, we have this equality card. It's kind of like saying, I feel like you're kind of like balancing these energies out. So maybe you're too single. Maybe you need to invite people into your life. It doesn't have to be love. It could just be people in general. You could be inviting more people into your life. Maybe you're too into a relationship and you need to go have your own life. So I'm not saying you're leaving a relationship, but you could be just spending more time doing some things that you want to do, becoming a different person. Again, part of my problem with modern day relationships is I think it's just two people, or just like sometimes we get too involved with the other person and we don't have our own life, right? So and then you have nothing to talk about, and then it gets boring. So I feel like this is saying balance. This is more of the message now that I'm getting from your first row. Even though there are no cards of balance here, I'm just getting more of a balanced message. With the Star and the Ace of Pentacles in the area of your thoughts, you have the Devil. I would be careful of how you look at things. For some of you, I'm wondering, like, you could be looking at a situation as something that could be toxic, but it isn't. So that's a weird message, but I would say don't turn something in that doesn't need to be toxic into something toxic. Pretty much every single sign has had the Devil at this time. So this month, I would just be careful of anything toxic for sure, though. I mean, what I would say is that again, this would be something obvious. The Devil is like you put energy into something, you don't get anything back. So, it is an energy vampire. It is a black hole. If you have any black hole situations in your life, could be a person, could be a job, a business, an idea, whatever, I feel like it is obvious. And so, evidence is a word that I keep getting, and I would pay very close attention to the evidence in your life at this time. I just think, I don't know, there's a lot going on that I think is deceptive in the astrology, but it could be deceptive in a bad way. It could be deceptive in a good way. But at the same time, it's like we could be deceiving ourselves as well out of situations that are good for us. We could be getting into a relationship and, maybe we think that the person is not good for us, but they actually are. So it's like, how do we know what to do? Well, you have the Seven of Pentacles here. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Do you put energy in and do you get energy back? plain and simple, right? So, I know I say this all the time, but I don't know. I think it's very important. And again, I need to remind myself of this too. It's like, I'm not saying that everybody's stupid, because trust me, I'm the dumbest one out of all of us, okay? It's like there are plenty of times where I just don't pay attention to my own words. And that's what I would say here. In your middle row, you have the Jupiter card. It says abundance. Love it. So there's clearly abundance coming in for you here in this middle row. Again, Seven of Pentacles could be good. Like I said, it is a card of a harvest. With the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords, you have the Nine of Cups, definitely looking towards more fulfillment. I mean, like I said, Ten of Swords is you walking away from a situation. We kind of talked about this, how you're moving towards like a breakthrough type of energy. Your whole entire first reading was all about a breakthrough or breaking free. Ten of Swords is dead, done, over with. It's like saying moving on to something new. The Nine of Cups is a wish, so I would just make a wish. What do you want, Gemini? I would move towards what you want. With the Death card and the Ace of Swords, damn, you have the Four of Wands. Could be marriage, but I really feel this is just freedom. Again, we were talking about breaking free. The Four of Wands is the card of freedom in the tarot. It is a card of being set free. It's a card of marriage, but these people have already been married on the card. So do I consider it really a love card? Not really. To me, it's a card of reaching a finish line. I do think it's good for love. I don't want to say that it's not. But to me, it's more of a card of an accomplishment. Like even this right here, it looks like a finish line. It looks like something that you can cross through and have a victory or have some sort of win. So to me, it's more of like a finish line type of energy. It's more of a accomplishing something, and it is the card of freedom. So you are clearly being set free. With the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence, and it's also a card of gratitude and luxuries. I feel like this is saying there's just abundance coming in for you. You have the Jupiter card. Nine of Pentacles is like pre-Empress energy. It is a card of having everything that you want, everything that you need. So I really feel like you need to like trust your feelings. It's like, this is hard for me to describe what I'm feeling right now, but what I would say to you is it's like, I feel like there could be things that you do at certain times that make you feel really, really good. Like, I don't know, there are like times where I listen to music and it like makes me feel really good. I would like double down on that energy. If you're like, if you're daydreaming about your future business or your future relationship and you're doing something that is also making you feel good, I feel like the longer that you can soak in that energy, the more likely it is that you're going to attract what you want. Very independent energy as well. And the Nine of Pentacles is coming up with the Queen of Wands. Both cards are very independent energy. So that doesn't mean you're alone. It just means that you're able to take care of yourself. You're, kind of like truly independent. In your next row, you have this Yoke card. It says feeling tired, down, or frustrated. And you also have this Fair Man card. It says dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. General reading, it could be a man, woman, any gender. I don't care. It doesn't matter. In these general readings, again, I don't attach gender to my cards. There's just too many of you watching these readings, right? So it could just be a fair person. Let's put it that way. You have the Ten of Wands in your reading, and that would make sense with this Yoke card. It's like you've been putting a lot of work into something. You have the Eight of Swords and Four of Pentacles. So again, like I said in the first reading, I feel like you're breaking free from this heavy energy. It could be a person that you're breaking free from, a person that's, where you've put too much in, you're just not getting anything out. We already talked about this with the Ten of Swords, and it could be something else as well. It could be like a business or a job, and we talked about that with the Devil. With the Eight of Swords and the Four of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Pentacles. You have everything you need. Look, she's very focused on the pentacle. She's not focused on the rabbit right here. The rabbit can represent fears, anxiety, illusions, things like that, but she's focused on the pentacle. So the card itself says, focus on focus on what you want. Don't focus on what you don't want over here. If you do that, if you do that, you will be very successful, right? With the Nine of Wands and the Fool, you have the Page of Cups. Yeah, I would take a leap of faith towards something new. The Page of Cups is like your imagination. You're like the second or third sign that has had a reading that is really saying move towards something that you're imagining is real. I think it is real. Here's the thing, is the evidence, right? He has that fish in his cup, and it might be something that is real. It might be something that isn't real. He might be imagining that fish. But I feel it's something that's exciting to him. It's an opportunity that he wants to move towards. And you have three aces here. Three aces is like a big opportunity entering into your life that you need to grab onto. Could be love, doesn't have to be. Could be something that allows you to break free from a situation. With the Five of Wands and the Hierophant, you have the Eight of Cups. Again, walking away from things that no longer serve you. Neptune and Pisces. Again, I've beaten everyone over the head with this one, and I've said it about 20 times this week because of the Hierophant. But again, really, with Neptune and Pisces, there are things that we believe that we just don't need to believe any longer. And Neptune and Pisces like, walk away. And that's what's going on there. In your last row, we'll pull this one because it was kind of off. You have the Wolverine. Are you kidding me? I love this. This is an amazing card. It says fierceness. That is the Queen of Wands right there. I mean, the Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for something. And you have this fierceness card, the Wolverine. So I feel like you need to charge towards your desires. Again, you have the Knight of Wands there. The Knight of Wands, he really trusts his feelings more than anything. He desires to do something, so he does it. He doesn't worry about like what people are going to think. He doesn't worry about what his mom is going to think. He doesn't worry about anything. He is more in life for the mystery. It's like, I don't know what it is, but it's like modern day today. I feel like people are being pushed towards like knowns, things that are known. And when you think about it, it's like there have been no real like amazing advancements in technology or anything like that. It's like, sure, that nerd Elon is doing some great things. Love him, right? But, sure, he's doing some great things. Mark Zuckerberg is trying to control our brains probably and, march us into something. I don't know. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, number one, which is pretty far. He looks pretty skinny. But what I would say is that, I feel that there really haven't been very many advancements, right? It's probably because everybody's like, no, you have to go to school and be a lawyer or a doctor or something like that. Like I said, last time I was in my lawyer's office, I could have cried, right? It was the most boring place I've ever been in my entire life. King of Wands, Knight of Wands, he doesn't want that. He wants more fun. He wants more enjoyment. He wants more entertainment. He wants more good things going on in his life. So be fierce, be bold, go towards what you want. And there you go. Your outcome card is the Death card. Undergoing a major transformation. Pretty much everyone has had these transformation cards, but the sun is coming up between the two pillars that are on the moon on the Death card. That's really what's standing out for me, for you in this reading, Gemini, is I feel like the sun is coming up. I feel like there's more happiness. I feel like you're, again, breaking through. You're having this breakthrough that's going to lead to more abundance, more excitement, more happiness, just more things that you want. On this clock here, which is wrong, by the way, it is 222. So there you go. But it's wrong. It's actually 137. But just so you know, on this clock here, it's 222. So there you go. But thank you for being here, Gemini. Pretty straightforward. There's no need to overcomplicate this. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. Also, feel free to watch your sun, moon, and rising as well. Did I ever say that? I don't know. But thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Again, part 1 is linked up down below. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.